we are for lesson 32. This is our last lesson in this section. We're just going to be really working with everything that we've been doing this week. Subjects, predicates, direct objects, prepositional phrases, objects of the preposition, such as that. So the subject of the sentence, you know. Simple subject, you know. Complete subject of the sentence, you know those. All right. Sorry, my mouse is messing up. All right. And then it tells you about the predicate, tells you about the direct object, preposition. I'm not going to read those definitions to you. You can read those. Here's your list of prepositions again. Very important for you to remember these. Like I said, you can cut those out if you want to out of this. Paste it up somewhere if you want to. Okay. A prepositional phrase begins with a preposition, ends with a noun or pronoun. That noun or pronoun is the object of the preposition. Now look at this sentence. The warrior saw on the opposite mountain 2 great globes of glowing fire. All right. Saw is your verb. Warrior is your subject. Since this is action, you do have a direct object. Okay. Now, I want you to see this. Of glowing fire is a prepositional phrase, correct? Okay. Now, also, this is a prepositional phrase. Now watch this. The warrior saw 2 great globes. You can take those prepositional phrases out almost always, and your sentence will make perfectly good sense. Those prepositional phrases just give you a little bit more information and show the relationship of the subject. Okay? All right. The Dragon King with his retainers accompanied the warrior to the end of the bridge and took leave of him with many vows, and good wishes. Be careful. All right. I'm assuming, since there's no instructions here, but there is this, that it's wanting us to diagram the sentence. So let's do this right quick. All right. Now, we have not yet learned how to diagram a prepositional phrase. That's a little harder. We'll learn that later on. Okay, so let's just diagram everything else. All right. If you want to, pause it and see if you can get it right. Okay. Did you do it? Okay, I hope you did. I'm going to bring it up on here. It's easier for you to look at it through here rather than me. Is this the right one? Oh, this one's not going to be on there because this one wasn't part of the actual lesson. Okay, well, never mind. Okay, so with his retainers, it's always easier. I'll just give you a hint. When you're diagramming a sentence, find those prepositional phrases first because we're not diagramming those, and that way everything else that's left. Now here's another hint. When you have a prepositional phrase, your subject or direct object or anything will never be in that prepositional phrase. Never. So if you will locate those prepositional phrases before you diagram, it makes it so much easier. So with his retainers is a prepositional phrase. To the end of the bridge, that's 2 prepositional phrases. And took leave of him, prepositional phrase. See, that's a pronoun, so that's a prepositional phrase. With many bows, I guess it's bows. This is a preposition with many bows and good wishes. Okay, so we are left with the Dragon King accompanied the warrior and took leave. Okay, so that means everything else we diagram. Okay, so accompanied is a verb. Here's our conjunction, so it means we probably have another verb. And took. Okay, who or what accompanied and took? Okay, I'm going to, well, we'll say king. Okay. Actually, I guess we better say Dragon King. Okay. Now let's see if there's indirect objects, because accompanied and took action. So the Dragon King accompanied who or what? Accompanied warrior. Okay. And took who or what? Leave is a direct object. Okay. So let's put this where they go. The tells which Dragon King. So the goes here, and then Dragon King goes here. That's our subject. Okay. Now see this separates our subject and our predicate. So then our first verb is accompanied, and then our conjunction and. Okay. Accompanied has a direct object, warrior, the, took, leave. Okay? All right. It's pretty easy when you take those prepositional phrases out. Okay? Now, in the following sentences adapted from Japanese fairy tales by blah, 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 circle each prepositional phrase. Once you've identified the prepositional phrases, underline the subjects once, predicates twice, label the direct objects with DO. Okay, I'll help you with the first one. So let's find all the prepositional phrases first. It says circle the prepositional phrases. I've always been told to put parentheses around it, but it doesn't matter. In Japan, with the old man's tame sparrow. That whole thing is a prepositional phrase because it has to end with a noun or pronoun. Okay? All right. So we're left with the kind-hearted, hard-working old man and the cross-patch wife lived. Okay, here's our verb. Who or what lived? Man, wife. Is there a direct object? You might find one inside here, but remember there's not going to be any direct objects inside a prepositional phrase. When you circle and you identify those prepositional phrases, you're done. You're not going to find anything else inside there. So in this sentence, there is no prepositional phrase. I'm sorry, and there's no direct object. One more here. The old woman spoiled the happiness of her home by her scolding tongue. I believe that's right. Let me check that. Yeah, by her scolding tongue. That's what I thought. Okay, so then you're left with make sense? Good deal. See if you can finish the rest of those. Exercise 32B says diagram these on your own paper. There's several of those. Why don't you choose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9. Choose 4 or 5. It doesn't matter. Just choose 4 or 5 and diagram those sentences, I guess, on the back. Again, make sure you put a note to me right here that I'll remember you said only to do however many. There's room at the bottom of this page too you can work on. Okay. Now, if you'll go ahead and pause it, then once you've done these sentences, I'll turn it back on before you diagram. Okay. So go ahead and do that. All right. Let's go ahead and check these sentences. Okay, now what I need you to do is go ahead and do the diagramming, and then when you're done, you can start this again and I'll show you the diagramming answers to see if you got these right. Okay, let us check. Are you ready? Now you can just find the ones that you did. I'll leave it on here for just a second and then I'll scoot down a little bit. Okay. I hope you got some of those right. This one probably was kind of difficult and probably got you a little bit confused, and that's okay. We'll be doing more of these, so that's not too much to worry about. So anyway, I guess that will be all your lesson for today and for the week.